I'm actually from a really traditional, conservative Colorado Springs family. My grandparents were married for 62 years and died 4 minutes apart. Sounds sweet. Doctors tell super common in murder-suicides. Pretty much par for the course is what it says. Very normal. I went to a Christian high school. I rebelled when I went to college. I got my Jesus tattoo removed. Came back 3 days later. That was a weird week. Very conservative family. My best friend, however, is gay, so we're kind of an odd couple. You know, we're going into business together. We're opening a bar for gay Republicans called Come and Take It. Pretty excited by that. It's going to make a lot of money, I think. And I like to come up here. I come up to Denver all the time. Come up here with Gay Sean. Yes, we call him Gay Sean, not because we're trying to call him out, but there was a straight Sean before him, and they had to delineate somehow. Straight Sean is black, but I'm not fucking doing that. And every year I come up with Gay Sean in the Gay Pride Parade to show my stupid support for his stupid life. And every year I get more confused by what the fuck is happening at the Denver Gay Pride Parade. I used to get it, but the last year I came up with Sean, I'm like, Sean, who are all these groups marching this year? And he's like, well, there's your tops and your bottoms and your power tops and your power bottoms and your twinks and your bears and your otters and your wolves and your cubs and your leather daddies and your nipple cubs. And there's your lipsticks and your flannels and your tea-girls and your lady boys. And I'm like, how the fuck do you keep track of this? He's like, you can't. It's Pokemon at this point. Twinks are strong against bears, weak against leather daddies and water types. It is not fair. Me and Sean actually met in college. We went to school with a guy who invented an app that can tell if someone is gay based just off of their photograph. This is 100% true, 85% accurate, this thing. He launched it from our dorms, and within 24 hours, he got so many death threats that he got invited onto CNBC, and you can go watch your old roommate stutter his way through an interview with Chris Todd. And he had to, look, guys, this is not measuring like the width of your eyebrows and the length of your nose, like, oh, that's a gay face. There's something in your visage it can pick up on. So you take a picture of a guy, 85% chance that guy's straight. You take a picture of that same guy with a dick in his mouth, 85% chance that guy is gay. But it could just be poor. You don't know. It's not a perfect system. I've had to adjust. I grew up in a very conservative family. My brother-in-law is gay, my brother-in-law is trans. Brother-in-law is trans. Used to be my sister-in-law's, now my brother-in-law. But I'll never forget how she at the time told us that she was transitioning. She's like, Mike, I want to be frank with you. That was pretty much the whole conversation started. Nobody has to put up with more shit than trans people. I don't care what you think about them. I don't care if you think they're heroes or crazy. Nobody has to put up with more shit than trans people, because trans people have to deal with the craziest 10% of the right, the 10% with my fucking haircut, and they got to deal with the craziest 10% of the left. There's this weird group of the left that's trying to hop on the trans bandwagon, ride their coattails. Every trans person I've ever met has an argument. They're like, look, if you take the 18 measurable personality traits of the average woman and compare my mapping against their mapping, they sync up pretty well. I think that's a solid argument for why I should be treated as a woman. But then right behind them, there's always a dude and I'm a cat. No, I'm a cat! You have to call me a cat or you lose your fucking job. Somehow I'm your kid's middle school teacher. And the poor trans person's just this is Chris. He's a cat. Doesn't it feel like shit's coming apart at the seams? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Doesn't it feel like society's sitting on a metaphysical countertop waiting for somebody who identifies as a cat just to swat him right the fuck off? Right? No one's even doing their job anymore. Everyone's just who gives a shit? We're all going to be dead in 10 years. Not the attitude you want from your dentist, right? I had minor oral surgery a couple months ago. Just nothing. A little block duct in my lip. Fucking nothing. Just a little thing. Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Goes in, cuts it open, sews it shut, sends me on my way. Sends me on my way with a prescription for 27 Oxycontin. 27! Do you realize what a fuck ton of 27 Oxy is? That's insane. This is why we have a nation full of people that are oh yeah, I tweaked my back, now I live outside. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I used to be a lawyer, then I hurt my knee at the gym. Now I'll suck your dick for the flavor. What is happening? I don't want to get on a high horse. The whole point of this joke is to raise awareness that if anybody wants to buy Oxy, I've got 27 Oxy. Talk to me after the show. It's good. I do like to get this out of the way fairly early, especially after these jokes. I am not a Nazi. This is a haircut, not a lifestyle. All right. I hate this in the winter. In the summer, it's like, ooh, he's in the Marines. In the winter, it's like, it's stage 4. It's bad. This is the result of just balding with too much confidence. I just took it all down. I did do the whitest thing you could do besides be a Nazi. I took a 23andMe genetic test. Has anyone here done that? Has anyone taken it? Yeah? What'd you come back with? British and German. Shocker. Okay. I'm not judging. I'm the same way. I am unfortunately 100% white. I wanted some diversity. I wanted 20%, 30%, whatever lets me sing all of the lyrics. That's what I was shooting for. That's the level of diverse I wanted. I'm so white, I have Latvian in my ancestry. Do you know where Latvia is? No, it's white people Wakanda. Nobody knows where Latvia is. One of us has to take you there first. That's the only way to find Latvia. I'm going to give you guys some advice. If you take a genetic test and it comes back 100% anything, but especially if it comes back 100% white, don't call it a perfect score. People get real upset when you call it a perfect score. The last time I was up in Denver, I had to go to the hospital. This was peak COVID. I was running through the park. The first summer, they let us outside again. I was very excited, just like a little hairless chihuahua running out into the woods. And I cut my toe. I was barefoot in the park, and I cut my toe on a branch. And I have 6 toes on both feet. It's not part of the joke. Everyone from the Springs has it. And I cut one on a branch, and I had to go into the hospital. And the nurse checked me, so I'm panicked. I don't want to get COVID. I got 45 masks on. The nurse who checks me has got 45 masks on with Charlie Brown's teaching back and forth to each other. And she tells me, she goes, listen, you might have severed the tendon. We've got to admit you into the hospital. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die. But they take me, they put me in the gown, they bandage up my foot, and they take me to the non-COVID wing of the hospital. So it's this big empty room, about the size of this place. Rows of beds. Nobody else is in there. Just me and one other dude in the bed next to me. We're waiting for the surgeon to come by. And the dude is refusing to make small talk with me. And I'm thinking it's because that under his gown, right about here, there's a big boxy-shaped object. So we're playing, why'd you stick your dick in? What is it called right now? I don't know if you know this, but dick stuck in something is Christmas at hospitals. It is the only thing that got these people through COVID. Once a month, somebody comes in with his dick stuck in something. So, the whole hospital's coming around to see this guy. Nurses are high-fiving outside of our rooms. Doctors are swinging their stethoscopes through the air. It's pandemonium. You know the surgeon has heard about this guy because you hear footsteps just fucking sprinting up the hallway. So excited. He slides into the room, best part of his day, kicks the dude's chart off the end of the bed, catches it out of the air, and he goes, what do we got? And then he shuts the curtain between us, motherfucker. So I'm watching this elaborate shadow puppet thing going on as the doctor pulls back the blanket, looks at his chart, and says the greatest thing I've heard in modern medicine. He just goes, Dustbuster, huh? And he says, dude, your wife is your emergency contact. Do you want us to call her? And the guy very quietly under his breath just goes, my wife is out of town on business. No shit, your wife is out of town on business. Listen, ladies, I don't know if you know this, but every time you leave the house, there's like a 4% chance his dick's gonna get stuck in something. It's not a high chance, but it's a real chance. Every guy in this room knows, if you find your buddy dead, your job is to put hands on his body and throw his laptop into a lake. Like, that's your job as a man. That's a fear all men have. Women, you have crazy fears. I was reading in my friend's Cosmo magazine, the top 10 fears of women in America. And everyone's scared of being murdered, everyone's scared of being robbed, but the number 6 fear of women in America, according to Cosmo magazine, is that your vibrator is too loud and people can hear it when you're using it. Okay, I hear some chuckles. Spiders are number 8, so why is that number 6? Because I've been called to get a spider out of a room. And that's adorable, by the way. If they took the time and quality and engineering and they put it into men's sex toys that they do into women's sex toys, it'd be like... There'd be angry Hell's Angels noises coming from the basement. We'd have it up on blocks in the garage showing the other men, like, I got it up to 30 horsepower. Women, you have crazy, unfair fears. It's unfair to be a woman right now. You have to watch your drinks all the time. Every second, you're out with your friends, you're out on a date, somebody goes to the bathroom, one of you's got to watch the drinks, like somebody's got to keep an eye on it. That's insane. I could leave a Sprite at a bus stop for 3 days, I would go back for it, not even concerned. You have to what? I was on a date with a girl and she was doing the coaster on the beer trick. She'd take the coaster off, take a sip, put the coaster back on. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Is that a drinking game? She goes, no, I don't want to get roofied, and the coaster keeps me from getting roofied. And I was like, does that work? And she said, joke. That is not a true story. Let's be real cool when we tweet about this show later, alright? That did not happen. I did not marry her. She is still missing. But that's neither here. Okay. Be cool. Be cool. I do think women are too easy to murder. Yeah, controversial statement. I'll say it, yeah. Women are too easy to murder. I'm just saying, for a demographic that does nothing but watch true crime, you're shockingly easy to murder. I'm not saying I do it, I'm just saying statistically, like, you guys get murdered a lot. And I think there's a problem. Women, I think you're too concerned sometimes with being polite, and you're too concerned with being right. One of my wife's friends, randomly out of the blue, sent me a photo of a guy's license plate and says, hey, I'm about to go on a first date with this guy. We're going hiking. Here's a picture of his license plate. I said, did you tell him that you sent me a picture of his license plate? And she goes, no, it's a date. I don't want him to think I'm weird. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't protect you then. You understand? If he doesn't know that you sent me this, you're not going to be safe. You're just going to win your last argument. That's all you're going to do. You're just going to be sitting in a shallow grave like, I know something you don't know. It's crazy. Like, my wife, you need to make better decisions with my wife got sick. She got the flu, and one of the myriad of friends that she has that I don't know, these mom groups, one of these women she knows, ordered her cookies. So, ring at the doorbell, I answer, there's a woman standing there like, hey, cookies for Carrie? And I'm like, oh yeah, she's in the back, come on in. Take her back to the room, and I go, hey Carrie, look who brought you cookies. And my wife just goes, okay. And I go, well, I look at the woman, and she goes, oh, no, I work for DoorDash. What the fuck are you doing in my house, DoorDash? Are you insane? Somebody orders $6 worth of cookies and says she's in the back, and you just walk into my house? Oh, good, the soup's here. Come on down to the basement. What are you thinking, women? That's crazy. I almost killed her on the principle of that. I had to sit her down and be like, listen, if I hadn't just gone to Costco, you'd be in the freezer right now, alright? You need to make better life choices. There's like, just stop walking into traps. There's a sign at my gym, on the wall in front of my gym, that just says, women, do you not know how to defend yourself? Meet here Thursday nights at 8 o'clock for a women's self-defense class. Yeah, you get it. I'm not a killer, but if I was, that'd be the exact demographic I'd be looking for. Oh, who was the slowest in class tonight? Erica? See you later, Erica. That's fucking insane. But I have an out for you. Ladies, I have a tip I'm going to share. I'm not just going to shit on you, so I have a tip for you. If you're ever in a situation that you want the guy to leave you the fuck alone, there is a guaranteed method to make any man run in the opposite fucking direction. Just start telling him about your diva cup, because what the fuck? Holy shit, for those of you who don't know what a diva cup is, a diva cup is when a girl doesn't want to use a pad or a tampon, so she jams a shot glass up her vagina, bleeds into it for a couple of hours, dumps it out in a public toilet, rinses it out in a public sink like a fucking lunatic, and then jams it right back up there for round two. Nobody would put up with this shit from men. Nobody would put up with this shit. If you were on a date with a guy and he started telling you about his cum flute, just a simple flute that he comes into anytime he wants to and then plays it on the winter solstice to clean it out, you would never put up with that fucking horseshit. Disgusting. Dating has gotten so creepy and weird now too. Ladies are all watching serial killer shit. Men are all way too into politics now. You ever I was talking about the comic. She was on a Hinge date with a dude I knew in like middle school, and they were talking about like, and it got weird because he came from Christian conservative Colorado Springs, and she grew up in like liberal Seattle. It's just a weird mix. I feel like women have two groups of guys after them now, like politically online. It's like, I'm gonna breed you and build you a house, or like, you have to pay me, or the patriarchy wins. There's this awful dichotomy of men that are just, I have for you. I feel like it's gotten so bad, every woman in this room could wake up chained in a basement tonight. And the first thought out of your head would be like, okay, a basement. He's a homeowner. I can work with that. Okay. Oh, I could have woken up in a studio apartment. This could be worse. I've touched on some sensitive subjects, so to make it up to you, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to tell you something that binds us all together. I'm going to tell you the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. When I get drunk, and I mean real drunk, I mean immediately after this set drunk, I have a terrible habit of pretending to be deaf and or mute. I don't know why I do it, but I will refuse to speak, shut down, and start making up sign language. And Sean, gay Sean, you remember him from earlier, he's a real piece of human trash because he likes to get drunk and translate for me, if that makes sense. So we were at a crap table in Las Vegas, and I reached this level of drunk, and I start making up sign language, and we lose all our cash immediately. So I'm like, let's go. And the woman running the table, the pit boss, she sees me. She thinks I'm trying to bet more. She goes, oh, no. You have 5, but you need 50. And we have this staring contest for a second. She goes, you know what? Go ahead. It's fine. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, go ahead. Nobody in Las Vegas has the time or balls to explain table limits to a deaf person. It's fucking incredible. So we go table to table to table, bending under the limit. Nobody says shit to us. And it gets later and later. We get drunker and drunker. We keep making more and more money, and no one is stopping this. We end up blackout drunk at this craps table. I'm signing to the table staff, and they're talking back to me. And I'm like, am I deaf or am I mute? Fuck, everyone's having a good time. And then this girl storms over, and she is just signing up a hurricane because she knows I'm full of shit. So it is just deer in the headlights. People have to look at her, they look at me, they look at Sean, everybody freezes. And Sean just goes, yeah, this girl is making fun of my friend. Can you ask her to leave? And they did! On that count, everybody. Thank you very much.